So, Ratchet and Clank ripped apart, confirmed for PC, nobody is surprised. Slightly underwhelmed, if anything. Not a bad thing that the game is coming to PC. It's always a good thing when more exclusive games lose their exclusivity and get, more people get access to more games. That's always a good thing. But, it's slightly underwhelmed, given the fact that it leaked a few days ago that there was some PlayStation exclusive coming to PC in the near future, and I, for one, was still holding out the blind hope that it was Bloodborne or Demon's Souls or Ghost of Tsushima, as evidenced by the previous videos of me whining about Bloodborne on PC. But Ratchet and Clank is coming to PC. That's pretty cool. It's not going to be full price either, which is also pretty cool. Pretty sure my internet just went out. That's not very cool. But the PlayStation faithful are very upset about this one, and not because it was a big, groundbreaking game or because it was a super special, unique entity of whateverness, but this game was pretty blatantly sold to you on a lie. This game was sold to you on the lie that it could only exist with the PlayStation 5's hardware, which was ridiculous when it was first said, and it's still ridiculous now because it was always untrue. You were rather blatantly told that Ratchet and Clank could only exist because of the power of the PlayStation 5's super mega SSD, when anyone who knows anything about gaming hardware, or really anyone who's been playing on the PC for more than 5 minutes, can tell you that's nonsense. There's nothing proprietary to a restrictive level about the PlayStation 5's SSD. It's just an SSD. There's nothing special about it. And that has been completely confirmed by the fact that the game is now coming to PC, and as I'm sure all of you are aware, the PC is not a PlayStation 5, nor do all PCs have the PlayStation 5's SSD. So yes, Sony and Insomniac were lying to you when they said this game could only exist on the PlayStation 5. And I think that's why the Sony faithful are taking this one so personally, because people are fuming about this. People were fuming about Last of Us and Uncharted and God of War. People are extra fuming with cheese about this, because rather than just accept that a giant faceless tech company lied to you, gee, how surprising it is that that happened, you would rather just lash out and blame everyone except the people who are quite literally the ones responsible. And there's really no controversy here. It wasn't sneaky, it wasn't smart. It really was just a couple companies lied to you rather blatantly, and now there's evidence of it, and you can't accept that because you are so married to a brand for really no reason at all. And I know I'm a few days late to this one, and frankly, I'm glad I am a few days late to this one because it gave me more time to get some screenshots. My favorite thing about the internet going out is when it tells you that the internet still exists. It still gives you the full bars on everything. On Wi-Fi, it still has 4 bars, look at that. I sure do love having 4 bars, especially when it doesn't do anything. Yes, oh yes, I love it. You're offline, check your connection. Oh, good golly gracious, I sure would love to do that. Let's just start here with Reforged Gaming. This is what Insomniac said about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and the PS5 SSD. Do people honestly think this is a big gotcha moment? Well, good golly, maybe we misunderstood what Insomniac said. Let's watch the video that you posted to go along with this tweet.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a game that utilizes dimensions and dimensional rifts, and that would not have been possible without the solid-state drive of the PlayStation 5.
And that would not have been possible without the solid-state drive of the PlayStation 5. And that would not have been possible without the solid-state drive of the PlayStation 5.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Alright, cool. So in this tweet where you try to act like there's no gotcha moment, you just highlighted the gotcha moment. Got it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks, Reforge. You're really smart. Wait, how is this possible? I thought the PS5 did some fancy footwork that wasn't possible anywhere else. Yeah, the fancy footwork was just called an SSD. They put it in the console, and then they acted like they invented it. And it wasn't possible anywhere else, or you couldn't get an SSD anywhere else, because they expect you to just go along with everything they say. Sony is now handling us as black people in 1939 USA. We are now second-class gamers, and Sony don't care about us. Okay, you shut the fuck up. This is ridiculous. We need gatekeeping from those PC nerds with the profile picture of a character from a PC game. That's not ironic. I don't know what irony means. Sure isn't that. PlayStation should keep their 1P I think you meant IP. PlayStation should keep their IP as exclusives that can only be played on the console until the end of this generation, and drop the price on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for more people to purchase it and play it. Keep the PS5 first-party games as exclusives until the end of this generation. So, drop the price so more people can play it, but don't put it on PC so more people can play it. I don't understand this mindset, but so many Sony ponies, and just console fanboys in general, have it. You want more people to play the game. You say it rather explicitly here. You want more people to play the game, but you don't want people to play the game if they're not on PlayStation. It genuinely is not about gaming to you people. It truly is not. Sony did something or PlayStation did something, and now you cannot fall out of line with them, and no one can. If you don't get a PS5, you can't play this game. I want more people to play it. Drop the price. Drop the price so you can give Sony a little less money when you play it. But if you don't buy a PlayStation, you can't play it. I want more people to play it, but I don't want more people to play it. Holy shit. It disappoints me to see the exclusives platform releasing games on another platform. People buy PlayStation because of the games, but now they have the option to play on PC. Just wait a little longer. What a disappointment, Sony. You were going back and forth between completely logical and completely insane. People buy PlayStation to play the games, but now they have the option to play on PC. Yes. You have an option now. In what universe is the consumer having an option a bad thing? By your own admission, you didn't have an option before, and now you do. You're gonna have to explain how that's a bad thing, other than the fact that you just want Sony to have everyone's money. And if you want Sony to have everyone's money, that's your problem, no one else's problem. That's you being a fucking bootlicker. That's nothing having to do with anyone else. I just can't believe that we're at the point where now you're just saying the quiet part out loud. You fully admit that you have an option now where you didn't before, but you also think that's a bad thing. Nobody would buy the game on PC, they will all pirate it. Friendly reminder of how much fucking money Sony's been making on the PC. How many times does it have to be shoved in your face, the amount of fucking money that Sony makes off the PC before you stop saying everyone pirates games? Yeah, there's more piracy on the PC than there is on the console, but there's also a fucking astronomically higher player count on the PC, so who gives a shit? If you're a publisher, you sure don't give a shit. That's why they keep releasing games over here. There is so much money to be made on this platform, especially if you ported Bloodborne, Sony, please. I've bought almost every PlayStation console day one. I was able to get the PS4 and 5 day one. I bought them all due to past experience with PlayStation. Going forward, they will really have to sell me on a PS6. PS5 has been disappointing, cross-gen, not utilizing the tech. So you buy hardware day one before it has a chance to prove itself, and you're surprised that you were disappointed? You're surprised that a tech company let you down after you bought their hardware based on no evidence of it being worth the price? I mean, frankly, I'm surprised it took you this long to be fed up with that. But also, a little bit of comedy in the fact that you buy every PlayStation. You've bought every PlayStation, you're a PlayStation guy, and yet, exclusive games going to PC means that you aren't sold on the system anymore. So, by your own admission, you were only buying the system for the exclusive games. Not because of the actual system itself, not because of what the system offered you other than those games, which should be a lot if you're spending hundreds of dollars on it, right? You weren't sold on the machine because of the game performance, or because of the available services, or because of the customer service, or because of maybe some subscriptions, or maybe anything like that. You were just on PlayStation because of a handful of games. And now that you don't have to be stuck on PlayStation because of that handful of games, because by your own admission, that's the only thing keeping you there, right? I really don't see the problem. If PlayStation isn't proving itself to you outside of that handful of games, why is that a bad thing? You now have more options as a gamer, and if the PlayStation can't prove itself to you, yeah, walk away. Still with this PC, another PS5 exclusive, no longer exclusive. Which, another fucking irony alert with the PlayStation Spider-Man logo, because you PlayStation fanboys hold your exclusives up in such high esteem, and then still gravitate towards Spider-Man, a character that Sony had fucking absolutely nothing to do with. You guys are all like, ooh, woo, exclusives, first party exclusives, woot, woot, exclusives. But one of the exclusives you hold in such high esteem is a blatant example of Sony holding a game hostage. Spider-Man is not their character. They had no hand in the creation of Spider-Man. What's the point of having a console that has no exclusives? I don't know, game performance, game variety, game availability, number of game marketplaces, number of social services, number of game services, price points, customization. Like, this is what I'm talking about. If all you've got is a handful of games, and then that completely devalues the system to you because they go to a different system. Like, literally, what are you doing on PlayStation? This shouldn't be like an, oh no, PlayStation has no value. This should be like, oh sweet, I have more options as a consumer now. Holy shit, what is wrong with you people? God, like, this is ridiculous. This has gotten so ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna keep making fun of these people because it's funny, but I'm really hoping that you Sony guys start to realize that it's not about you. It's about the market. It's not about what you think. It's not about your feelings here. It's about the market and what's best for it and what makes Sony money, frankly. And Sony makes a shit ton of money on these things, so they're going to keep doing it. And again, irony alert number 5 million. If you want Sony to succeed, you want Sony to be really, like, a really profitable company, you want Sony to be a super, like, valuable company, you love the PlayStation, why do you not want them to make more money? PC ports make them so much money. Why don't you want them to do that? Because, Ratchet and Clank makes my penis feel bigger? No one cares. Grow up. Toodles.